Back now on Triad today, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you His Honor, the Mayor of Clemmons. And we have never had a chance to meet until just now before we started this show, and I'm introducing you to the Honorable John Bost, and he is Mayor of Clemmons, as I said. Welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
How did you become interested in public service?
Well, I have, again, spent most of my life with a focus on community, either in a church setting, in a school setting, numerous nonprofits.
You taught for many years.
I taught for 15 years. Actually have a bachelor's in biology, which means, given the age, it's probably the equivalent of an 8th grade education now.
Well, let me ask you something. I mean, maybe you've never been asked this question before, but with this teaching background, education, how would being a teacher help you as a mayor?
I think probably the greatest challenge of a teacher has to do with human relations at various levels. I taught high school, and of course, if you're teaching high schoolers, you're also involved with the parents and businesses in the community if you have a successful classroom.
Right.
And so I guess human relations, that whole mystique behind people. I love people.
And you're training the future workforce, too.
Absolutely. And in terms of, if we look at my present role, the whole economic piece, job development, that sort of thing, kids training for jobs that really don't exist yet, that kind of thing, all adds to that mystery and attraction to community.
And of course, some folks may not know that you spent some time as on the planning board, Winston-Salem, City of Winston-Salem, too.
Absolutely.
So you've got a handle on all this stuff with economic development. Let me ask you, what kind of upcoming events or developments or exciting things or economic development, what's going on in Clemmons that we ought to know about?
Well, even tonight, the planning board is reviewing our comprehensive plan, a public hearing on comprehensive plan. That comprehensive plan has been in process for approaching 2 years now.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're looking at, and one of the larger capital items that could come out of that is a new community center. We actually have, I joke sometimes, instead of a town square, we have sort of a town long, if you've ever been down Louisville Clemmons Road. And we're, of course, dealing with some of the challenges of that. But with the new Village Town Center, the YMCA, Novant's hospital site there, and the possibility of a town center that some public opinion indicates might be there, the whole development of the north of I-40 is critical.
Right.
Then the backlash of what do we do with the south of I-40, so a redevelopment initiative.
You got so many things going on, and in many, many ways, Clemmons is a very livable community. And of course, as we all know, we talked about on this show before, PART, in conjunction with the Piedmont Triad Partnership, not too long ago, had a livable community summit talking about how important regional transportation is. Echo that.
Well, one of the things that we've been trying to do now for 3 years of my tenure is conversation with Louisville, town of Louisville, Clemmons, Bermuda Run, east of Davie. Terry Brawley's been very involved. We see some regional challenges there, and one of them in Clemmons specifically is transportation, getting people off the roads. We either have to widen Louisville-Clemmons Road, a median. Some of those things are in conversation right now. We got a ticket from $55 million to $165 million from NCDOT, and of course, that kind of money doesn't exist.
Right.
So getting people off of the highway is a better thing. The challenge with PART has to do, I think, maybe with my generation and the generation before. There's still some stigma attached to bus transportation
And
that
of
we
course,
have to overcome.
Have you been on one of the PART buses lately? They're beautiful.
They're absolutely beautiful.
They are.
And yet oftentimes vacant. And I think probably some of the challenge, I've even tried that myself, if you want to go to Raleigh for a day, the scheduling is a real challenge yet. But I think you've got to start somewhere to push that back into culture.
Yeah, because you think, and really, if you look at ridership, it's still up. I mean, it peaked during the gas crisis thing. The buses are only, there are certain times where they're overflowing, and they can give you statistics on that. But the thing is, we're spending, as an individual, on gasoline, something like an average of $5,000 a year on gasoline, which that's a chunk of your household income. So, you know, if we can transport people, the more the better.
Well, there's a cost avoidance to, again, if I could speak back around to Louisville-Clemmons Road, the more cars we keep on that road, the greater the challenge in terms of safety, and of course the capital needs are huge.
And I do want to give a shout out once again to Brent McKinney and his good folks at PART to help make these kind of segments available to us, and they do great work. And the PART logo and website is up on screen. Well, I appreciate you coming by.
Yes, sir.
Mayor John Bost.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after